Stu and Dave, Do America present Liberal Energy versus Fertile Loins. The hand above the groin, I guess.
Is this tantric?
It might be.
Who teaches the class? Sting?
I would argue it's more like snake charming.
That's
I don't know if it works, but
That's true. There's two flutes.
it's true.
Yes.
There we go. See? We've solved some problems. Okay. We got a lot to get to today. Some really great stuff. Some stuff that isn't so great. So let's do the oyster Nazis' political future and other election shenanigans. Welcome to Stu and Dave Do America. I'm Stu Burguiere along with Dave Landau.
Ahoy, and we meet again.
We do. Dave Landau coming all over the country.
What?
Oh, well.
So,
Watch my wording on this particular program.
yes, I will be everywhere. This weekend, Little Rock, Looney Bin. In 2 weeks, you can see me at the Comedy Mothership. That is in Austin, Texas. Also, Levity Live in Huntsville, Alabama, July 10 and 11. Springfield, Missouri, July 17, 18. And I'd want to, again, mention to our listeners, Salt Lake City, Utah, Wise Guys, September 25, 26. And I'm going to actually do one show, I believe that will be a dry bar special, so that will be completely clean.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
I didn't know you did that.
I can do that, yeah.
Well, I know you can do it for sure,
Yeah.
but I did not know you did do it.
No, only on corporates usually if they pay me a lot of money.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
So yeah, it'll still be fun. Corolla did one, and a few other people. My buddy Joe DeVito did one. So
very cool.
Derek Richards. So I thought, I'll do one.
And this is available to everybody to go see or no?
Yeah, they can go there. I'm not sure which one they're going to tape, but yeah, we're going to tape one of them for Dry Bar.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so check that out. I will also note, as Dave's going through the issues in his career and how he's dealing with those, I just want to make sure people understand how difficult it is to do this show from my perspective, because I can't say anything. Any normal phrase that I would use is always translated into something dark and dirty, and I can't get through a sentence. So it's very difficult.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but you did win with the penis snake charming.
Thank you.
So I can't. You got to give yourself some credit.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Dave. We have a lot coming up on the program today. Go to blazetv.com/Stu and Dave. Join us as a part of the Blaze TV family. Get lots of great shows, and you use the code Stu and Dave, and you save $20. We appreciate it if you would do that. Now, last night, there was an election, a primary election. Maine Democrats pick Graham Platner. Unbelievable. Scandals and all to take on Susan Collins. It was a razor thin edge here for Platner, 72 to 19.
Wow. Now it's going to be Susan Collins versus the abusive dad from a Stephen King novel.
Yes.
So enjoy that, Maine.
By the way, Stephen King did say he voted for Graham Platner, which is the least surprising thing in the world.
Oh, yes. Well, good for you, Stephen.
Yeah.
A guy who's got a big pedophile chapter in the book It. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Big shock.
Constantly creepy stuff. Now, again, he's a horror book writer, so
Sure.
I understand why there'd be creepy and awful things in his books, but man, he focuses on some weird crap.
Yeah, except in It where you go, well, it's a transition from childhood into adulthood. Well, you could just have a transition as opposed to an orgy.
Yes. It's a possibility. It's an outlying possibility. Graham Platner has been all over the place trying to talk people out of thinking that him abusing women is bad.
Correct.
Because, look, we've all been there, right? No, actually, we haven't all been there, Graham.
We've all made mistakes.
That is what he's trying to do, right? And we have, right? Everyone's made mistakes in life. Of course, everyone has something in their life that they're embarrassed about or think they could have done better. That's a little different than what Graham's been involved in. Just starting at the tattoo, right? Like that's not a thing that everyone's done.
Look, sometimes we make errors in life, whether it's maybe putting a nail in the wrong place and hanging a picture wrong, or choking out a woman until she sees stars.
Right.
It's tough to say.
Yeah.
You don't know, but sometimes you slip.
Mm-hmm. You slip up, and when you slip up, you want to make things better, and that's what Graham's trying to do. He's on his redemption tour all over the media right now to convince people this isn't a horrible, horrible mistake. of course, that is what we're looking at. Here is Platner on CNN.
Love and redemption. Redemption is not just some simple or easy destination.
No.
It's a journey.
It's a journey.
I've made mistakes in my life, mistakes that I regret, that I live with, that I continue to learn from.
Yeah.
I'm still far from perfect.
Oh, wow, that was.
But every day, I wake up and I try to be a little bit better and a little bit kinder than I was the day before. And if you give me the chance, I will be a senator for the people who cannot afford to buy a senator.
Oh, so he is an anti-Semite. By the way, he looks less that he's giving a victory speech and more like he's pleading no contest in court. And they wouldn't let him wear a tie in fear that he'd hang himself.
That's very true. I feel like when I watch him, it's like it's like they took your average WWE wrestler and removed 80% of the IQ.
That's true.
That's
and the muscles.
Yeah, muscles. He's a former wrestler whose brain was damaged heavily in the ring.
Yes, that's should never be let up to speak ever again.
No.
But they're kind of just letting him to because they're pretty sure this is going to be the last WrestleMania he'll ever see.
It is really what it feels like. I can't believe this is working on people. Sometimes I just look at this, I'm like, how would this be a thing that anyone would think would work? But I guess it is for Democrats.
Well, you called a guy a Nazi for years, then you elected one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just ironic.
It is. It is ironic. I will also say too, you look at this and you look at his electoral prospects here, which I think are relatively strong in the state. I don't think most people care about this stuff. I don't think, at least in Democratic circles, that all this stuff is, they are pricing it in as like, well, we think Trump's done bad things. Like that's their excuse for all of this.
Right. And
therefore they can go ahead with it.
Well, of course he has, but why wouldn't you want to make that better?
Yeah, it's a weird response.
Right.
Instead of saying, well, we see what we don't like about Trump, whether you think that's true or not, and we want to go the other way. Like what Barack Obama used to say and not do was when they go low, we go high.
Right.
But like that's gone on the left.
No, now it's like, oh, we think he's a Nazi, so what are you going to do? We're going to out-Nazi.
We're going to out-Nazi. Yes. Like, because what their current thing was to call people like Charlie Kirk Nazis.
Yes.
And instead they're like, well, we want someone who will say whatever they feel, and we want someone authentic, and they'll just blurt stuff out and has their problems, and they feel like a real person. So let's get a guy with a Nazi tattoo. It's a weird path.
Yeah, like, I think that Trump went to Epstein Island, and they're like, well, hang on.
Hold on.
Yeah, you hold my...
We're running Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, you hold my high C.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to show you how it's done when we elect a guy who's really under suspicion of this stuff.
If he was alive, they'd run Jeffrey Epstein. I think that he would be their chosen candidate right now.
Absolutely. Well, so much so that, who's the Frankenstein guy from Philadelphia, or Pennsylvania? That I like
Fetterman?
him too. Fetterman.
Yes.
Even Fetterman said, I'll stop wearing hoodies if you can prove you didn't send pictures to minors.
It's true.
Yes.
I don't know how exactly you prove that you didn't send. I guess you could open up the account.
You could just go here.
Let's see the messages.
Right. You could just show that.
Just give somebody else the login. It's still an active account.
I can show you right now
by the
if you want.
It's still an active account on Kick. By the way. He never, I guess he says he hasn't logged into it, which I don't think there's any evidence of that. I think he said he deleted the app, which again, you could just reinstall the app. It's not a good answer.
No, it's very easy to get those back.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I just can't remember the password.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Your phone will log you right in.
I think it's Hail Hitler, little kid 69, but I can't for sure remember. One day I will. I think it's one of those.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me give you another one. This is Graham Platner. Now look, we all understand cycling is a good exercise.
Yes.
It's good for the heart. It's good for your cardiovascular system.
Good for the legs.
Good for the legs. You might look nice after you're done with cycling. When you're actually cycling, there's a different calculus, I would argue. Mm-hmm. It might be the worst bicycle interview since Joe Biden fell off of his. Here's Graham Platner.
Everybody, day after the primary, we won last night. Resounding win from the voters of Maine.
Yeah.
Who very much want to see a change in our politics. But this morning, I'm doing a very important thing, which is riding on the bike bus in Bar Harbor, where the community gets together and helps ride with all of
How is
the
this working?
kids who want to ride their bikes to school.
Oh, you're riding with
So
kids.
it's
Great.
Hey,
safe
kids, grab
and
your
fun,
helmets. A
and
Nazi
honestly,
sex
it's
predator
exactly the thing that we
wants
need
to
a
go
lot
on a
more
bike
of
ride
in
with
this
you.
country, which is people coming together and realizing that their neighbors are good people. And everybody really just wants to help each other out.
This is how I legally have
It's
to
the
introduce
message that
myself
we need
to
to
all
take
my
into our
neighbors.
politics, which
It's
is
court
why
ordered, and this
we love
seems like a
Biden.
good way to do it.
And I'm really excited to continue on.
Now
this
all the
journey
kids bike
and
this way and
ride
all the
with
adults go
rest of
left.
you all. Thanks.
Hey, kid, jump on my Schwinn. This is creepy.
Who wants ice cream one at a time in that shed? Come on. Line up. You're gonna have to
It's
wait.
a rocket pop for everybody.
You're gonna have to wait 10 minutes between each time. I'll be in here. Come on, kids.
Thanks to Pfizer, I only need 10 minutes.
God bless them.
Come on, guys. This is creepy. This is not
yes,
just
it is.
us.
No, it's got to be everyone.
Right? There's something weird going on here.
If you let's look at the facts. Let's take out the Nazi thing. The guy has an account that may be a sex offender thing, and he talks like that.
Yes.
You going on a bike ride with your kid?
No.
No. I'll be like, son, we're gonna move.
I mean, is it possible, Dave, they want to elect this man as senator so they can send him away to Washington, D.C. and he won't be around anymore?
Yes.
Is that the path?
That would actually make sense.
That would make sense.
I would respect them for that. We're like, look, we got to get rid of him, guys. We got to.
What can we do? Give him some job, send him to that place where everyone's a sex offender. Washington,
exactly.
DC.
Where's a place that he can go? Now that they closed the island, where's the new island? Oh, D.C. Right, just send him there with all the other predators.
It is absolutely unbelievable. Okay, so my take on Graham Platner is there has to be more.
Yeah.
This is not the only. We didn't get the one thing in the New York Times. By the way, there's additional. I don't think I sent this in today, but there was an additional article written by the Free Press. I encourage you to go read this. I tweeted it out from my X account yesterday, where this man again is just caught in another pathological. This man is a pathological liar.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of all the creepiness, he said. After all of this went down, the woman who accused him of you'd say maybe the main accuser in that article that we went over, who was a Republican consultant, and that was like used to dismiss her claims, which believe all women doesn't really fit into that logic. But she, she said that they had this relationship. One of his pushbacks on this in interviews, multiple interviews, where he said, "Oh, she wasn't even my girlfriend. We didn't even date. It was just a casual relationship. I was single at the time." That's what he told the media. She then went to the Free Press, and they outed more text messages from him. I wish I had the quotes in front of me, but it's like, I have an undying love for you. Every moment I spend with you is like, I will remember it for eternity. It's all this like, obviously not a casual relationship.
Yeah, clearly
text
this
messages.
is something, they've been together for a while.
For a while, they obviously cared about it. It was multiple years, Dave. It was like 2013 to 2015, I think.
Yeah, that's a while.
And by the way, the last thing we know of, I'm not saying
he likes to date girls born that year.
It's true. That's not dating. This is a casual relationship.
Oh, that's true.
The last thing that we know of that he did, because he's saying this has been in his past, were sexual messages sent to women in 2025, which you may know is last year. It was approximately 6 weeks before he launched his senatorial campaign. That's the last message we know. Not when they found out about it. The last message he sent was right before he launched his campaign. Could there be anything more transparent? You're basically like, hey, it's like Jeffrey Epstein coming off of his first, arrest and saying, well, he's saying he's a better guy and there's not much more going on. You don't run that guy for office. There's something going on, and we're going to learn more about it. I'm sure.
You don't go, so he bought a school, though. And they're like, yeah, but he's changed.
He's changed.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be fine.
It's a little weird.
Yeah. All we need to do now is put him in a place to micromanage the policy of the United States. That should be
that's
workable.
That's what you want.
Here he is on MS Now, which is the new name for MSNBC and not a demand for multiple sclerosis.
Wow.
MS Now.
I've actually never heard of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it was MSNBC.
Now is when I'm just hearing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so MSNBC, you remember that?
Yes.
That was a partnership between Microsoft and NBC.
Oh, I
At
remember.
the beginning, you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, so They finally spun it off into a new network, and they couldn't call it NBC anymore because it was no longer related to NBC. So they kept the MS, which is no longer Microsoft. Now
multiple sclerosis.
Multiple sclerosis. So it's multiple sclerosis now. I demand it. That's the only thing I ever remember the name by. I've never actually watched MS Now.
I'm in news, and I've never heard of it.
Never even heard of it.
No.
It's a disaster. Everyone just still calls it MSNBC.
They're going to do like CNN and add a plus to it and see if you'll pay for it?
Yes.
That was the funniest move ever.
Oh, that's those 6 hours when that thing existed was just
One
awesome.
subscriber, and it was just Brian Stelter to keep his job.
Brian Stelter and Jeffrey Toobin doing bizarre things in front of their cameras.
Neither one of them wearing pants.
Let's watch a clip. Maybe the first clip we've ever seen on MS Now. Although I think the Chris Hayes interview. Did we play a Chris Hayes interview clip the other day? I don't know. Here's Mika Brzezinski with Graham Platner, basically asking the question that I think every somewhat sane Democrat has in their mind right now. Like, is there more of this coming? Watch.
So you say there's nothing out there that could be concerning. And this may seem a little bit rich.
There's nothing out there. I just want to make this clear. There's nothing out there that's actually concerning. People will make everything seem very concerning because that's what people do in politics.
That's what they do.
But
You do things that are terrible.
I think the thing about all of this is what I find to be kind of most curious is this is what everyone wants to make the campaign about. So we do not talk about the struggles of working Mainers. We do not talk about the fact that I know someone in my hometown here who works 3 jobs and pays over 60% of her monthly income in rent. I think that matters a lot.
Seems like a bad rent decision.
Than the details of my relationship.
This feels like a parole hearing more than it does.
That's just me.
An interview. It feels like she's an HR lady interviewing him, knowing he won't get the job.
Right.
Like she's like, I wouldn't give this to him. But
I have to check these boxes and
this
ask
is a
these
formality.
questions. Yes.
This is.
First of all, I mean, look, Maine is a beautiful state. I don't know if you've ever spent any time there.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
However, let me just be as plain as possible. I think he's lying about this person. I do not think there is a person who actually holds down 3 jobs and pays 60% of their income to rent, unless they've made a bad rental decision. Right?
That's a very bad choice.
Right. Like, I mean, look, it's possible one person exists like this. This is not a universal problem in Maine. Maine can be expensive, and the Northeast is expensive. If you have a bunch of jobs that are, let's say, paying minimum wage, it could be very, very difficult and is possible. Although I just think he's lying, largely because every other statement I've heard from him is lying. And I will also say that, like, I want to just quickly review what happened in this clip, Dave, because it kind of goes over, we went over it quickly. She says, so you're saying there's nothing out there that could be concerning. That seems a little rich. In other words, I'm skeptical, right?
Right.
And he says, well, hold on, I want to make something clear. There's nothing out here that's actually concerning. In other words,
There's a lot.
there's a lot, and there's going to be more, and he's going to deny that any of them are actually concerning, all these new allegations that come out, but they're coming. And the fact is that he's like, oh, this is what happens in politics. This is what happens in politics. Actually, thousands of politicians have Nazi tattoos in 1943 Germany. They all had them.
Yeah, almost every one of them.
Almost everyone had the same tattoo.
Some of them had numbers. They were on the other side. You're going to find that I don't like those people, but that's politics.
That's politics.
Politics.
That's politics, bitch. Okay, so I don't know. I don't understand. Sometimes I stop myself. I just don't understand how people can fall for it. I don't expect us to figure out every single politician. There's been politicians that I've liked that have let me down and have done bad things. This is not
all of them.
Most to all of them. But this is not like it's not like a puzzle. It's not like one of those pictures you have to look at and blur your eyes so the lines line up and a 3D picture pops out. This one's really freaking obvious. And if Graham Platner ever designs a book of 3D images, do not do that with your eyes, because something's going to pop out and you're not going to like it.
You're not going to like it at all.
Do we want an AOC clip here before we go?
Do we have an AOC clip?
We do.
Okay.
Here she is defending Platner. And the reason why I bring this particular clip up is I want you to note, Dave.
God, I just sorry. Hate her.
Oh God, she's so irritating. What she does, and she's also an idiot, right? And that's central to who she is. and she knows her job is to defend Platner, but she can't think of anything of value to say in that defense. So I want you to. I want to play.
She hasn't thought of anything of value to say ever.
Ever.
So this isn't exactly new.
No, that's a great point. Here's 27 seconds of AOC saying exactly nothing.
Personally, I don't think that folks are ignoring it. And also, I think that this is, frankly, an election for the people of Maine. So, what their results and the ways that they turn out today, I think will speak for themselves and their preferences. But certainly, I think, again, it's an election that's up to the people of Maine and the choices that they have before them.
It's an election for the people of Maine.
It's like I'm dodging the question because we all know what he did.
I love this too. Like, well, if it's an election for the people of Maine, why are you endorsing in the race? Why are you getting involved in the race? Why are you helping him raise money? Why are you defending him on national television?
Well, why do you tack everybody else in politics who happens to be on the conservative side if it's only a state-by-state issue?
Right, exactly.
Never, ever bring up anyone else again.
No one, it's just...
If you want to live by that standard.
If this is the road we go down, we just deserved. It's like one of those things where we're as a country, we're in the hospital bed. The machine's beeping next to us. We're connected to it.
I feel like he looks like he's in a hospital bed in 1982 with a cough that won't go away with that mustache. And the doctors are going, I don't know. I think we're going to call it grid.
Let's name it after that diet candy.
What was it called? What's the original one? Like gay immune disease?
It was something like that.
It was
wasn't initially.
Yeah, like grid or something. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that was...
Don't go in there.
An interesting time. And then it wasn't named after, but there was an existing product called
it was AYDS.
It's like the most, you want to talk about bad marketing outcomes. Oh. It's just hard. Like they had this candy out. It was called AYDS. It was supposed to make you thin.
Watch the commercial. It's the best. Oh, I know you've seen it, but for the audience, it's AYDS. We should bring it up because it's just the lady going, you're going to lose a lot of weight with AIDS. And it's like, you bet you are. Can you imagine the guy, too, like at the board meeting with just the word AIDS behind him, and then it gets called AIDS, and he's like, all right, I got bad news. We're all losing our jobs today. There's no way.
We're preemptively shutting down the company right now.
You know how our guaranteed weight loss thing actually worked?
And then there's someone in the backside. Counterpoint, people are going to associate us with weight loss in a way that has never been going on before. I think we lean into this. Let's change it to AIDS. Let's go for it.
Like, get out. Get out of my office. Get out of what's left. My empire is crumbling.
The stock goes into negative numbers.
They owe money.
Okay, this is a little assignment for everyone in the control room. For a future show, we need to go through that ad just piece by piece. Ever. It's an all-time classic, and I don't know when it's going to tie into something again. But I will say, considering there are many people in our audience keeping track of how many AIDS jokes are made on this program, there's a likelihood that one should just be around for us to access when needed.
You could just have him as a fake sponsor. Yes. Just throw it up every now and then as the commercial.
Okay. I want to take a quick break. We have a couple more things on the election. Also, the Karmelo Anthony story, not the basketball player, the murderer. We'll get into that as well coming up. We've all heard for years that omega-3s are important for things like, heart health and brain function, inflammation, and overall wellness. The problem is that a lot of people have been taking fish oil forever and wondering whether they're actually getting any benefit from it at all. Krill oil from NATIVEPATH is totally different. In fact, studies have shown that the omega-3s in krill oil can be up to 50% more absorbable than omega-3s found in standard fish oil. In other words, your body may be able to use more of what you're actually taking, which seems important, honestly, if you're going to bother getting up and taking these things every day. Wouldn't it be nice if they actually worked? What's also interesting is that head-to-head research has shown krill oil outperforming fish oil when it comes to supporting healthy cholesterol levels, helping with inflammation, reducing joint discomfort, all the big things. And NATIVEPATH sources their krill from the pristine waters around Antarctica, which is a long trip. to get you some omega-3s.
But they did send me some of this stuff, and I've been using it, and I like it.
Oh, really?
For real, yeah.
That's great. I mean, people say it works a lot better than the fish oil.
It does, for real.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
By the way, 60% off right now. 60% off, free shipping. They're doing a great deal. You might as well try this. Plus, they have, this is not the typical guarantee you get from somebody, a full 365-day money-back guarantee. Because, you're not going to take this on day one, and it's going to change all your blood measure. But you take it for a long time, you'll see this improvement. And if you don't, 365-day money-back guarantee. Go to nativekrill.com/Stu and Dave. You will get up to 60% off right now. nativekrill.com/Stu and Dave. It's nativekrill.com/Stu and Dave. Wound up with another profitable day over at Predictable last night. Hit all of our big positions and we've had some really good returns so far.
That's awesome.
Dave. It's at predictableshow.com. We did a story about Platner on Friday that recommended 3 positions that you take in prediction markets, and all 3 of them hit all of our big ones. So another good day so far. At some point, this is going to be a catastrophe, and I'm going to screw up really badly, and we're all going to lose all of our money. But until then, it's really fun.
Cool.
Predictableshow.com. I would love you to get over and join in the fun. There was a couple of other notable elections. Maybe one of the more interesting ones was this 5-way race for the governor of South Carolina. Pamela Evette, which is someone who Donald Trump endorsed, is in first place, 28.9%. Alan Wilson at 26.1%. Those are the 2 that are going to the runoff. Norman Reddy at 17 and 14%. And then Nancy Mace kind of bringing up the rear at 12.1%. Probably the best known person in that race in 5th place, 12.1%.
Okay.
She's complaining.
I said nothing about bringing up the rear.
There's another. I said 5-way as well. You didn't say anything about that.
I kept my mouth shut, and I had a centipede joke in my head.
See, this is what I'm saying. It's impossible to speak on this program. This is an interesting development as well. Nancy Mace is upset. She says, this is disgusting, after a Pamela Evette staffer was arrested for allegedly assaulting the supporter. Lots of people talking about this. We have the assault on video. Does this rise to the level of assault, though, Dave? Here, watch.
Go.
I mean, that's...
Is he trying to...
It's like a theft of a megaphone. I don't know.
I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Just grabbed the megaphone out of his head. He didn't hit him over the head with it. I didn't see, at least. It just seemed like he grabbed the megaphone and ran off.
It's definitely a megaphone burglary.
Yes.
I mean, I'll give you that.
Yes.
I don't know if that's still a felony.
I think it's something. It might be. I think it might be more on the misdemeanor side of it.
It's definitely a property thing, I would say.
But not an assault.
Isn't possession 9/10 of the law?
That's what they say.
Yes. So I guess
I don't know if that's true at all, but that's
neither do I. Whenever you just take something from someone, it's called stealing.
Yes, it is. Now, I want to show you the perpetrator of this crime, Dave. This is Blake Kirsch. He looks like someone that Graham Platner touched.
What an intimidating man.
Yes. I mean, can someone like that really
is this
be accused of assault?
No, it looks like the young woman that Boys Don't Cry was based on.
Does. I like it. Nancy Mace, by the way, did tweet this afterward. I thought this is how you should react to losing an election. I thought this was good. Nancy Mace tweeted this: enjoying my first cup of coffee since getting my ass kicked last night and reading about how Dems nominated the guy with the Nazi tattoo. That's a good tweet. That's a good way of handling it. Now, I feel like you take responsibility, take ownership of the loss. That's the right way to do it. Now, it's easy to do when you come in 5th place and maybe you just realize it just didn't work out this time. A little bit harder to do, I would say, for someone like Spencer Pratt, who is in, there's questions of fraud and, all of that going on. It can remind you of some previous elections we've looked at, Dave.
Yes. In a normal world, we covered some of these previous elections where we thought there may have been a little bit of fraud. And look, maybe we uncovered some. Maybe we'll just take a look.
Wayne County, Michigan. They are saying that there was a batch of ballots where 60% had the same signature, that 50 ballots were run multiple times through a tabulation machine.
The people of this nation have spoken. They've delivered us a clear victory, a convincing victory. We've won with the most votes ever cast on a presidential ticket in the history of the nation. 74 million.
For the last 4 years, a group of election officials have been keeping a nasty secret.
Hello?
William, it's Meredith. Something strange is happening. I got this weird letter. I know what you did last election. Do you think someone knows what we did?
Yeah, I got one of those too, but it's more of a note, because letters are longer and structured differently.
Okay, well, thanks for mansplaining that to me.
Yeah, no problem. Learning's fun.
A secret that no one knows about.
Listen, the ballots that we shredded, and how we let people vote more than once, and how we didn't check, like, a single ID.
Oh, there's my doorbell. Seriously, don't get too worked up.
And now it looks like all of their ballots are about to be absentee.
Look, I don't want to scare anyone, but they found William headless on his porch last night. Someone is coming after us.
I don't want to die. I just bought a 3-wheeled motorcycle.
Sorry. Did you guys happen to get a letter like this?
I got one. I didn't get a letter. I got a note.
I got a note.
English, lesson aside. Where did that come from?
What?
That voting machine.
Now, the only campaign they'll be running
Is it real? Is it on?
is for their lives. What you did last election.
Oh my, I guess you can't sleep either, huh? Want to fool around? All right.
Coming this November.
I'm terrified as to where that would have gone if it lasted any longer. If that was a real movie, how that scene ended. Not been pretty.
Yeah, there was a lot of costuming when they brought in the pig and leather gimp masks. I'm like, what are we doing?
Does this have anything to do with the bit, or you just want me dressed this way? It's really funny. By the way, a Normal World. Are all the Normal World sketches up on the YouTube page?
They are. Yeah, the people can still watch them.
So that's a great one, because I love people ask about the old sketches all the time, and they're right up at the YouTube page. It's Stu and Dave Do America. That page is going to have all those sketches. So go watch them.
And we're going to have new ones behind the paywall too. We have a few already shot in the can, ready to go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And of course, you can do access those by going to blazetv.com/Stu and Dave. The code is Stu and Dave. Join the team. You get all the behind the scenes stuff. You get these extra sketches that Dave's putting together, as well as all sorts of other stuff. All the access to all the shows on the network. Well worth your money and well worth your time. Stu and Dave is the code at blazetv.com/Stu and Dave. We have some updates on this Karmelo Anthony verdict that happened yesterday. We'll do that next. So Karmelo Anthony, he's very upset, apparently, as he was convicted of murder after he murdered a kid at a track meet because of a mild disagreement. He just came back and started stabbing him, which is a totally appropriate reaction for at least a percentage of the country, apparently. And this is It was not a long deliberation. This is a pretty easy open and shut case, honestly. Of course, there's a lot of controversy around it because people are bringing racial elements into it that don't belong. This has nothing to do with race at all. 0% to do with race. Any person who goes and stabs another person at a track meet over a mild disagreement about seating arrangements it has got nothing to do with what color of their skin.
This is not a backyard in Brentwood in the mid-'90s.
No, that's right. It is not.
Don't all get off.
No.
Occasionally you have to go to prison.
Be responsible for your crimes. Now,
yes.
the debate outside the courthouse, let me give you a taste of the types of elevated arguments we heard from people outside the courthouse who took this on as a big cause, apparently, and think there was a lot of injustice in this particular situation. Watch.
Anytime a white man or a white child can go and put their hands aggressively on anybody and something like this occur, it's self-defense.
No, it's
not. It's self-defense.
No, it's not.
You put your hand on me and see how I respond. What will the Anthony family, what will the people that's standing behind the Anthony family do? That's the question you should ask. We're going to stand behind them and we're going to fight. That's what's going to happen. Just like they doing this to Karmelo, guess what? It could be your child, little kids out here, it could be you. And I'll be out here for y'all.
No, you won't.
We gotta fight for one another.
Would you?
It's us. We all we got. They say that it's not about race, but there was not one black person on that jury. It was automatically about race.
It's not about race, but where you're being fed online is that it is. You're also being told it was an all-white jury. You're being told all kinds of things that aren't true.
Was it not? I don't know the jury.
It was not an all-white jury.
It wasn't.
No.
I keep reading that.
I've read it too. No, there were Asians, from what I understand. There were Hispanics.
Oh, they don't count. That's essentially what's being accused. She's just saying they don't count.
Oh,
they don't count as they're white too.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that's a good argument, Dave. I'm just saying I think that's the argument they're making. In other words, they believe there should have been African Americans on the jury, I guess.
Sure, I don't disagree, but you're allowed to pick that as the defender.
Right. That's, of course, what you do, right? You go through a jury selection process. There was someone who brought up this argument. Let's see. To those white folks, why is a black boy in front of an all-white jury? When has a white boy been in front of an all-black jury? Never. Now, I don't know if that's true. I would assume it's not, first of all. I'm sure this has happened at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something. I mean, maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. I don't know.
I'm sure at some point in history it has.
Yeah.
Of course, you live in a country that is, African Americans make up 12% of the population. So it would be just statistically unlikely that you would have an all-black jury in any place. That's just because of percentages. That being said, this is nonsense. It has nothing to do with race at all. If you stab somebody, if it was completely reversed, and this white kid went over and just stabbed a black kid at a track meet, I would be absolutely 100% as passionate about how this person should be in prison for a very, very long time.
Of course you should. That's the problem now, though, is everything is about dividing up race again, and I can't... It really just has become too much, where you don't have to go out and fight for everything. You don't have to go out and say that this is all the racial problem. You don't have to go out and say it's self-defense. If you have a jury that comes back that quickly, and from what I understand, I was looking up like Reddit, I was trying to find videos. I believe there is, and I could be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there is a video of what happened.
I don't know if there is, actually.
I don't either. All I can say is there seems to be a lot of people saying there is. Okay. But all the witnesses said, look, he was the aggressor. People came up to him. He was in a place where he wasn't supposed to be. Right. And whatever it was, I'm sure. I think,
it just seems like there was a verbal altercation, of course, like this of sorts. They got kind of in an argument, and he got pissed off at this kid for whatever went on, and he wound up stabbing him. Now,
but there's no legitimate reason that these three supposed white kids were going to kill him or whoever came up to him and what they're trying to say. It's absurd.
Like a horrible mistake. I've talked about how I've read your book before. You had a lot of crazy things go on when you were around the same age, right?
Yeah.
And there was a real possibility, I think you'd acknowledge this now, that one of those crazy nights, God forbid, you were behind the wheel of a car and ran somebody over. Like, I think you could say that's a terrible mistake. You didn't do that, by the way. I want to make sure people know.
Not that I know of.
Not that you know. I mean, there were some bumpy roads, but who knows what that was. But like, if you had done that, I think that's a way of describing this. If you were at 17 years old, you had a drug problem, you had a drinking problem, you ran somebody over, that's a terrible mistake made by a minor. Stabbing someone is not a terrible mistake. Like that's just a choice that you made in a moment to murder someone. That's what that is.
Well, and I don't know his home life. I don't know, and I'm not excusing any of it.
I know you're not.
I'm saying there is a reason that somebody at that age would be broken enough to go somewhere looking for an issue.
Yeah, no, that's
have
true.
a knife on them. Maybe they've whatever his reason is. It doesn't matter because you did kill somebody, and this is the price that you pay. Austin Metcalf does not get a second chance at life after 15 years.
Nope.
Or after 17 years.
Nope.
But this kid does have the ability to, and I do say kid, and I mean it, does have the ability to reform himself. I know the judicial system is garbage. Mm-hmm. I know that the prison system does not rehabilitate people the way that I wish that it would. But if there is a chance, and I hope that he does change, I hope that there is a way for him to, maybe he does end up paroled. Maybe he does change his life. Is there room for forgiveness? I think so.
Look, I'm rooting for him to eventually, there's a lot of, there's great ways to get, if you're a person of faith, that there's people who have made incredible transitions through that path and some others. I hope and I root for him to happen. I just don't think it should happen while our lives are at risk. Like that's the type of thing that happens, hopefully behind bars. I would say, I agree with you that he's 17 years old. And maybe this, being an 18-year penalty is the appropriate one. I would argue that I would like him in prison longer. Eternity
I'm not saying
is
people are wrong. I mean, if you do look at an eye for an eye, and if you are looking at it from a biblical standpoint of everybody is equal and everybody is even, yes, he should serve longer.
Yeah, I just think that, and I don't even look at it as, an eye for an eye is we kill him, and I think that there's an argument for. I don't think with a minor there's necessarily an argument for the death penalty.
I don't think you should get that.
But I think I don't know. I would certainly. If you told me it was a life without parole, I wouldn't be sad. If it was 20 years longer than it is, I would think maybe we're in that range. I just think of this person getting out of jail at 35 when he's still an able-bodied adult. I don't know. I
can see that being scary, but we also have to look at this where you have a woman getting stabbed to death in a North Carolina train, and you can't bring race into it and then keep going, well, he's not able to stand trial because of his mental health.
Right.
Well, you can't keep allowing people to get away with everything and then playing this race card because all you're doing is creating a division, and you're not speaking for all black people. That's what I hate.
Yes.
They push this out there as if that's the narrative, when if you look, there's a million black comments, though, that say, like, why are we just jumping on this for skin color? And that's what everybody needs to stop doing because it's irresponsible.
Right. You're 100% right. All right, we had to take a break. Back in a second. You should know Dave Landau's coming to Arkansas, Texas, Alabama, Missouri, Michigan, and Utah in the coming weeks and months. You should get tickets at davelandau.com. And if you're a big sketch comedy fan, we have a real treat tomorrow because we're talking to Lana Turner.
Yes.
Who did this incredible documentary.
Yeah.
If you don't know who she is, she's married to Ralphie May, a comedian, famous comedian, has an incredible story. And this documentary was unbelievable.
It's amazing. If you're in Dallas, you will be able to get a chance to see this film. We'll announce the date. It's one of the best movies especially documentaries I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is legitimately great. So we'll talk to her tomorrow about it. She's going to be here. Also have Predictable, a new episode coming up here in a little bit. We'll go over everything that went on with the election at predictableshow.com. Join us. Get great election coverage and hopefully line your pockets a little bit. We'll do that as well at predictableshow.com, and we will see you tomorrow.